In all the world's greatest mysteries, few are more exciting than the ones found in books. Hundreds of these books have mystified even the smartest researchers and scientists for decades with their hidden secrets. With over 2.2 million new books being published every year, only a select few are intriguing enough to stand the test of time. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 mysterious books and see if we can unlock the treasures hidden within their pages. The Book of Soyga. In the early 16th century, an unknown author wrote a written work about demonology. This treatise, entirely written in Latin, would eventually be known as the mysterious Book of Soyga, otherwise known as Alderea. No one would have known anything about the book if it wasn't for an Englishman named John Dee. He was an accomplished mathematician, philosopher, and astronomer who also worked alongside the Queen of England, Elizabeth I. Once he got a hold on the book nearly half a millennium ago, he dedicated his entire life to unlock its mysteries. The first part of the book was easy for Dee, who could easily read Latin. Within it, he discovered passages about the wildest spells, magical formulas, and conjurations, and structures involving angels and demons. Yet, it was the last part of the book that really tripped him up. 36 pages of some cryptic tables containing Latin letters. He knew that it must have been a code, potentially with a message. With that realization, he was determined to uncover it, no matter how far his methods could reach. He consulted his close friend named Edward Kelly, who was an occultist and a spirit medium. Heavily involved in the supernatural and mystical, he immediately set to work with Dee. Instead of trying to spend hours closely interpreting the Latin characters, they instead summoned an archangel, or one of the highest ranked angels. As the angel named Uriel was present, the two friends asked him about the meaning of the final part of the book. Usually known as the Angel of Wisdom, Uriel spoke his words through Kelly's mouth. Yet his answer only brought forth more questions, as well as a haunting omen. He said that the book came forth as soon as Adam entered the Garden of Eden, and that it could only be understood by Archangel Michael, the leader of the army of God against forces of evil. Even more chilling was Uriel's statement that the Book of Soyga was cursed. If one were to uncover the meaning behind the tables and their codes, they would surely pass away 2.5 years later. As time passed, with the fate lingering in the air, Dee was never able to find out the meaning. The book even disappeared in the late 1610s, thought to be destroyed or forever lost. It wasn't until 1994 when a copy of the book was discovered in the British Library in London among a heap of other ancient tomes. 400 years after Dee's passing, the book had finally resurfaced. It was found by none other than an American historian and professor named Deborah Harkness, who studied John Dee and wrote her PhD thesis on his life's work. As it turns out, there was a second copy in the Bodleian Library at Oxford. Upon its momentous discovery, many occult fans and cryptographers rushed back to figure out the final part. After many years of deciphering, one man by the name of Jim Reeds found the answer in 2006. As both a historian and cryptographer, he created an algorithm for understanding the tables, which revealed lists of magical incantations, astrological words, and even more angel and demon names. Did he pass away in 2.5 years? As a matter of fact, he is still alive today, 15 years later. But whether the curse remains true, we will never know. Reed had never managed to interpret the tables, as the curse says its victim must do. Perhaps within the tables, a secret and mysterious message still lays out there. Codex Seraphinianus. When it comes to mysterious books, you might immediately picture the most ancient texts possible. However, one book of intrigue was written and illustrated in the 1970s by a man named Luigi Serafini, who was an Italian artist, architect, and industrial designer. By the title of Codex Seraphinianus, this 360-page book is an encyclopedia about a completely imaginary world filled with the strangest images and text in a mysterious and unknown language. Almost like a book from another reality depicting an alien world unlike our own, it contains hundreds of hand-drawn illustrations featuring architecture, unique plants and flowers, food, fashion, and many more unusual things. Several of the items closely resemble parallel objects on Earth, such as a fruit that bleeds and a plant that grows to the shape of a chair. Others feature many machines with unrecognizable purposes, maps, human faces, and the completely abstract. What may seem even more bizarre is the writing system. Although it resembles the structure on modern Western writing systems, the letters almost are written like ropes or threads, as if they are strings that can be tied with loops and knots. It almost looks like Sinhala script, or the writing of the Sinhalese people. Yet the mysterious meaning behind the text and what it means could not be any more different. According to the writer at a talk with the Oxford University Society of Bibliophiles in 2009, he said that the book's text had absolutely no meaning and was a semic. He revealed his purpose for creating such a book was to inspire a sense of awe and surrealness that children first feel when they come across books that they are not yet able to understand. Even if that might be true or not, the book's in-depth structure continues to be a source of wonder for thousands of people. In fact, Luigi Serafini is still alive today. From the publication of the Codex up till now, he had been very happy to see a community grow from the book, and while the apparent meaning of the book is still debated, it has brought a bit of mystery and fun back into many people's lives. The Pikatrix. Even though many mysterious books have originated from the West, just as many magical books have come from the East. This was such with a book called the Pikatrix, which is a 10th century 400-page book all about magic and astrology. The original Arabic translation of the title is The Goal of the Wise, or The Aim of the Sage. The supposed author was named Maslama al-Majriti, who was an Arab Muslim astronomer, chemist, mathematician, economist, and scholar in Islamic Spain. When he was not excelling in multiple disciplines, he spent time compiling together lore from earlier texts. Together in total, he claimed to have used the information from over 200 books over a 6-year period. Although he wrote the original text in Arabic, it was translated into Spanish by the court of Alfonso X of Castile in the 13th century, and then later into Latin. Inside the pages, many astrological magic, potions, spells, philosophical passages, and even electoral rules are contained. Talismans, amulets, and images are used to emphasize many of the points made. And even though the book is heavy on the magic, it stored many useful elements that would influence a great deal of culture. Even after all this time, the book still influences a direct part of what remains dominant in popular culture today. There's a part that emphasizes actualizing the will through hidden or occult forces as a major theme, otherwise recognized today as the art of manifestation. Whatever you desire shall come about. Whatever he seeks from the Lord with whom he interacts, he will obtain. They requested their desires and fulfilled them. Those phrases from various translations come directly from the text and repeatedly emphasize the need for the user to have faith and trust the process. But everything in this book isn't always for the good. While early spells are for rather innocent purposes, like making two people fall in love with each other, later in the book it shows how to destroy an enemy. Everything in the book is also underscored by the author repeatedly swearing the reader to secrecy. Could these magic spells and practices be more powerful than we might realize? Regardless of whether you adamantly believe in magic, science, or both, the Pikatrix has made a significant impact on culture throughout the Renaissance era. Perhaps it might make an even greater impact in the future. For now, It's just an unexplained mystery. But what do you make of these mysterious books? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.